Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. PSR is excited to present to you Last Call, featuring your boy, the Pimp Slap P.O.D., Mike M.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's fun like money. Got bookies on the run, now it's time to get money. Not your typical way to ball. It's last call like some convicts waiting on the next draw. You can feel the tension. Did I mention? Fools better pay attention, cause we getting paid like a pension. T's on the ones and twos, we not the ones that lose. Mike, money's killers might even make the evening news.
And now, let's get to the picks.
We be pumping! Fox Sports Radio, you know we be pumping!
Yeah, we're going, baby. Last Call, Pub Sports Radio. What up, everybody? Great to see you guys here as we get kicking off a new week here. New Monday, new money, new week ahead of us here. Looking to build off of what we did last week and can't wait. Small card today, but not devoid of any opportunities for us to go out there and smack them. We've got a 2-game NHL slate ahead of us here, and then college basketball. A little hiatus for the NBA until Thursday. So we're going to make do with what we have in front of us that affords us more time to dig in. We'll start looking at some props and, everything else that we can use this week to fill the gap and the void until we get back to a full sports schedule again. But what a great time of year to be in the sports business. I can't wait to get into today's card. And you guys already know the deal here. Smash the thumbs up if you're just dropping in for us. Help us promote the cause here. Support the brand. Everything that we're doing here Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. at Last Call. Need your guys' help to promote it and get it off the ground. Let everybody know we're here on the reel trying to get it done on a regular basis. Putting in the work to get everybody paid and get cash in their pockets here. 3 things we ask you to do as a matter of fact. You guys know by now. 1, we want you to hit that thumbs up button. 2, grab a pen and paper. Lots of great plays shared here, not just by the panel and myself, but of course the chat out there. Sharper and sharper every single day. I can't wait to come in the next day to hear the plays that you guys are on. That's how sharp this chat is out there. And of course, last but not least, share them in the chat. Let's talk about what you guys are on there. You've done the work as well. Let's take this opportunity to finalize our card and see if we can all do the same thing. Extract cash from our bookies here. That's what it's all about on the regular basis. And appreciate everybody dropping in to get rolling here. So you know the deal. We'll go through this thing here. We'll recap last Friday. It was a very nice Friday for us. We'll talk about the NHL. We'll get into college basketball. And we'll get you guys up out of here nice and early night tonight here. No Herculean show with just the 2 sports in front of us. So going to be a lot of fun. But first and foremost, we got to shout you guys out there in the chat. Joe T, what up? He says, no best bet today. Good luck. No problem, Joe T. We don't want to force it. If you smaller card, you got to take what comes to you when you can get it. So we appreciate your honesty and your commitment to being here on the regular Joe T. Brian Watson says, I've been here waiting since Friday for more winners. What up, Brian Watson? Good to see you. Real Deal Prime, my guy, the Futon Bets, likes that Kansas State money line. J Smooth 16, the Smooth Balls POD. You got to keep them smooth. And J Smooth's helping us do that with Nichols State on the money line there. His Smooth Balls POD. Cameron's in the chat says, Pimp Slap Army, what up? And there's my homie, Wine Time. My brother from another mother says, Mikey Money, my brother, let's get it. VP's 100 in that chat says, let's go, boys. Good to see you, Bompolo. And Wine Time says, pimping ain't easy. It ain't easy, but Kong's Clip says, Pimp Slap's a way of life. And that it is. That it is Kong's Clip. That it is. Crystal Craig, it's great to see you, Crystal Craig. Gonzo says, let's go, Mike. Need to start the week off right. Brian Watson, Edmonton, 2 goals. 30 seconds lead 4-3. I saw that. They just kind of went bang, bang, and got it done out there. And our guy T's asking you guys to hit that thumbs up button out there. Smash the like button. Help us all here. Help us continue to promote the brand and move forward. 101 Benny has the cash flow POD on Grambling plus 1.5. We're going to talk about that game. That one made the card for me. And Markel says, somebody please slap me. It's Monday. Couldn't wait to get back with you guys here. Small card. Again, gets the opportunity for us to dig deeper and, really make sure that we like what we have here without the encumbrance of 1,000 plays in front of us. So Wine Time likes the Iowa State +9, Virginia Tech -3.5 for him today. Ricky Bobby, Tori Coker, let's go, you guys. Appreciate it. Von Polo likes the Houston first half. And there's Tarek B says, Mike, what's up, Mike? Let's make some cash. Gonzo in the house. Knights paying me back today for their loss on Saturday. Me too. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. And I see now 5-3 in that Edmonton game. So they just continue to cook out there. Let's roll. Billy Briz up in the house. Billy says Houston in conference first half scores 48-22, 38-29, 28-14, 41-21, 40-21, 40-27, 16-4-1 in the first half. That's some numbers right there, Billy Briz. Thank you, my guy, for dropping that on me. We will talk about that game. Ian Shaber, let's roll. Marcus McCarthy, shout out them Bruins, baby. Yeah, not for me. But that was like the longest shootout I think I've seen all season. So Nut Flush Allen, our team total whisperer, is in the house there. Like to see that. And Strategic Investments, 500 Hamlin. Let's effing go. I got Denny Hamlin on my Daytona 500 wagers there. So we got a little, I think it was plus 1,100, plus 1,150 or something of that effect. So we'll see how it does here. I've been kind of busy trying to do some other things here to keep my eyes off it because them boys are going to be racing in a circle for 4 hours. I just get dizzy thinking about it. So let's get rolling. Strategic Investments is 72 watching, 29 likes. Come on, show the support, guys. Do your part out there. Help us grow the show here. We definitely don't ask you for anything except for the opportunity to come in here on the regular and hit that thumbs up for us. So please do that to help the show grow. It means a lot to me to see the numbers here. We've had some triple digits, but look, free money. We're just trying to get you guys paid out there, show the appreciation, and we will continue to do this on the regular. So let's go. Let's go through a brisk recap of Friday. It was a good Friday, right? Let's be honest. We swept the board there. We had a 5-0 day. Carolina Hurricanes minus 1.5. Again, a tight hockey card, and we were able to find that value in there and got a nice little plus 120 spot. We added Niagara plus 4.5, cashed it. Nova minus 10.5. Remember that trend. I'll talk to you about it again when it pops up. A home dog losing by double digits against a road dog that won by double digits I think it's got to go 13. I'll double check. It's 13 or 14 straight wins in a row right now that thing is cash for us, and we've been on it the last couple. We got the San Diego State spot at -6. That was a nice easy casher for us there. And then North Florida was that late addition there that we added at plus 4.5. And I know our guy Ghoster joined us on Friday. I know he had the first period with the Carolina, both teams to score, and that one was a nice plus 140 spot. And MMA Jeff came out there and rocked us with his 3 straight plays won. I think his parlay didn't get there, but very profitable UFC day across the board. So we kicked ass and took names when it came to that stuff. And Friday was great. Friday had a lot of good feeling to it, a lot of positive vibes rolling into a weekend. What a great weekend it was. We're here back on Monday, though, ready to get to work and dig in. So let's do that indeed. Let's open this card up here with the NHL. Get the skates on here. We've got a 2-game window, 2 7 p.m. games, just shit schedule making. I get it with President's Day. Nice to have hockey all afternoon long, but, now we're left with the Blackhawks and the Hurricanes, and that game's priced at a -375. I'm going to pass on that one with a total at 5.5. I'm not interested in playing that game. If anything, I would parlay the Hurricanes on the other side of this thing here. But the game I do want to talk about is the Senators and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think this is where we've got the opportunity for value here. We've got a pissed off team in Tampa Bay. We've got a suspect team in Ottawa. And we've got a high projected score on this thing as well. So lots to get into with it. But you can simplify this thing here. What I saw as of late was Forsberg's the expected goaltender to start for Ottawa. He's running a 3.32 goals against average and an 89.2 save percentage. Vasilevsky on the other side of things, 19-12, 2.9 goals against average. Sat out the first third of the season due to that lower body injury. But it hasn't been all roses out there for Ottawa. Forsberg will make his second start in 4 games. He sat some time out with a groin injury. So, his last game was definitely productive. He had 37 saves on 40 shots to go 92.5% saving. The thing is, you got this Tampa Bay team off a 9-2 loss. That's a very difficult spot to swallow. Now they're back at home, or they continue to remain at home. They had Colorado. They handled Colorado 6-3. They lost 9-2 to the Florida Panthers. And the Senators team are coming off of back-to-back losses here in the Anaheim game. They lost to Anaheim 5-1 on their home ice. They lost to Chicago 3-2 on the road. Granted, but a Chicago team that's not scoring. I expect this one to carry right over, kind of short, sweet, and to the point. It is Vasilevsky's 5th start. He did let in 6 goals in that last game. It's the third time this season that he's allowed 6 goals in a game, which is kind of remarkable considering he's certainly kind of got that upper grade to elite performance capability within him. But it's how he rebounds after those shit performances with 6 goals that made me jump into this Tampa Bay team here. The 2 previous times he let 6 goals up, he came back, he stopped everything but 2 goals the one game, and then he came out the other game and he shut that team out. So he's very much in a bounce back capable spot. The Senators have failed to cover the puck line 9 straight times on the road after a loss. I've got the Tampa Bay -1 at -110. Not mad at anybody that wants to look at regulation. Not mad at anybody that wants to talk about, even the -1.5. I like this -1. I think the price is the right point here for us at -110. And shout out to our girl, Trisha M, gifting a Pub Sports membership out there. Cheers, Trisha. We appreciate you coming in here, hanging out on the regular with us, and sharing memberships, helping us grow this community 1 member at a time. Trisha M, thank you. That means a ton. Appreciate that. Certainly not lost on anybody. The hard work you guys do coming in here, sharing your plays, your looks, and your loot. So we appreciate that, Trisha. Thank you very much. And shout out to who it is that grabs that. Make sure you guys renew the membership if you catch one of these freebies out there, right? You got a 2-for-1 type of situation from somebody else blessing our action. And all we ask you to do is renew it. Just renew it, right? We gave out that horse race on Friday. Nice little last call horse race as well for the gold members. And we want to do more stuff like that. So let's keep rolling there. Billy Briz, is somebody out for Lamar? That line went from +1.5 to +5.5. Maybe somebody can nail that down in the chat for us. Kelly V says Tampa Bay should be embarrassed after Toronto beatdown. The Florida beatdown was the embarrassment there. The 9-2 situation was disgusting and disgraceful, and that was on their home ice. So, they've got their 3rd start in a row. I'm expecting them to figure out a way to get it done. MVP says, feels good to be a member. And Mike Wilkerson says, Houston spread. Well, let's dig in. Let's get into this thing. Trisha M says, I cashed nice on golf yesterday, hoping Mike M Toyota play and NASCAR going to come in. That one got pretty good in steam there as well. So we got a plus. It was actually +215 that I was able to settle in this morning after this sesh. So we will see what happens. We got Bubba Wallace in the top 10 as well at a nice even money spot. So just a little dabble in NASCAR. But that's what happens when you move it from Sunday to Monday and we have a light schedule. So let's keep rolling though. We've got a nice little college basketball slate here. And I'm making an ad and I think, fuck it. Might as well just do it right off the hop here. I'm moving on this Virginia Tech -3.5 spot. We've got 52% of the bets, 65% of the cash. There's no graphic for this one. It's an ad for me. It's a 7 p.m. start. We've got all this cash coming in on the under. The thing that kept me off it is as I was looking at this and putting information together to get the tee for the show, we ping-ponged from 3.5 back down to 2.5. I didn't like that we weren't really seeing much movement considering 51% of the bets and 65% of the cash are on that Virginia Tech side. But I'm now rolling back into it. It is a strong signal for me here. The biggest thing is that last game. If you look at how these teams performed, right, we saw what happened with Virginia Tech, with Virginia. They go out there and they take a difficult team in Wake Forest and they shut them down. I mean, offensively, defensively, it was a bad game to watch. It was just a difficult one to swallow, unless you like defense. That score ended up being 49-47. The shit part about it is Virginia didn't cover the spread at 2.5. We did get some money line plays on the live stream on Saturday, but the opportunity to jump in here, we've got the line movement now that we were looking for here. That's the beauty about last call. We can hone in and try to capitalize on it. Had it not moved or gone the other direction, that would have been an absolute sell play for us. But in addition, there's a lot to be said about how Virginia played that last game. 49 points, not an offensive juggernaut. Now, granted, the defense was fantastic. There's no question about what happened there. But it's their inability to capitalize on point production that jumps off the page at me here. They went 1 of 11 from the charity stripe. 1 of 11. Teams that shoot less than 22% on at least 10 free throws that next game are 6-20 against the spread in those spots. So bad performance carries over. You guys have heard me say time and again, I love to take advantage of these teams, and how they finish off kind of correlates to me to how they're going to start off here. And we had a team that just couldn't get the job done. The last time these two teams played, it was a shutdown defense that Virginia Tech brought to the table. I want to say they held them to 4 of 14 from the 3-point land. And on top of that, I want to say they had 7 steals that they generated out there. They just played an all-around better game. And I think that now that was on Virginia's court. Virginia Tech gets the benefit of the home court here as well. The poor shooting, the fact that it is a revenge spot. We've got a Virginia Tech team, though. If you look at their schedule and what they've been doing here, not performing the way we need them to. They're 1-4 in their last 5 games, both straight up and against the spread. And yet here they are as a 3.5-point favorite now. So I'm on it. I'm jumping on this one here. I'm going to add the Virginia Tech -3.5 to the card tonight. Let's get rolling. We have graphics for the next number of games. Let's jump into it here. I believe the first one is, let's see. I want to make sure I say the right one before I jump in there. College basketball. I'm glad I didn't mention it. I did see some contact or some action in the chat, though. Here we go. Grambling State, Prairie View. Talk about mid-majors on a Monday. What better way could you try to get that cash than digging into this beautiful rematch spot here? Grambling State on the road against Prairie View. And here's the numbers that we're looking for here. We opened at 1s. There's 1.5s at -110s, but there's still a number of 1s across the market. 63% of the bets and 56% of the cash. Love this Prairie View spot. Marginal movement, right? Half a point at best. The total's dropping. It went from 138 down to 137 with 65% of the bets and 76% of the cash on this under to drop this number in the position that you're looking for if you're looking for a total side of things. But look, I'm not going to overcomplicate this one. Grambling is one of the better conference teams in the tournament or in all of college basketball when it comes to a rematch spot. Not a revenge spot, a rematch spot. These teams did meet previously. When was that? I want to say it was back in the middle of January that these two teams have met. Let me see if I can pull this up. We've got Grambling sitting in second in the conference, and they did, in fact, meet on January 6th. And January 6th, that was a game that was, a home spot for Grambling State, 69-63. Handled them, boys, just fine. No issues with it. In this spot here, Grambling falls into a couple of schools that rank into a 10-6 in the rematch spot. And the fact that we're sitting here at a 1.5 should show you everything you need to know about this line here. Grambling's won each of its last 7 road games at night against the conference opponents. They're handling rematches. They're handling road games. They're handling the conference here by sitting in second place here. This is a straight up mismatch for me with Prairie View. I think Grambling State's going to get the win. There's not enough. You guys have seen me do the calculation. You can get the 1.5s at -110s. That's 15 cents. And the money line's at even money. So you might as well at this point here, although you're paying an extra 15 cents for this thing, an extra 10 cents, I guess, you're still getting the line value with that 1.5 because we're sitting at even money. So this should be a -115 for +1.5, and we can get it at -110. So +1.5 for me on this game here. Going to go out there and take Grambling State to get the job done in a rematch spot against the conference on the road at night. And let's press on here. We're going to keep it tight. We got a short show today. Lots of plays, though, that we're going to take advantage of here as we continue through college basketball. Next game on the docket, I believe, is going to be our favorites in the green and gold. Let's see. Let's roll on. And they are. Bill and Mary, Charleston, 8 p.m. Eastern here. Some interesting thoughts with this game. So, as I look at this one, it opened at 16.5. 46% of the bets and 45% of the cash on Charleston. Hasn't moved. Frozen line. The total is dropping, though. We've went from 151 down to 150.5, all the way down to 149.5 right now. 67% of the bets and 54% of the cash on the under. And we're seeing movement in this game here. That's where I want to be with this game. Look, if you're following William and Mary, and I have been this season, you guys have heard me talk about him time and again, and I'll stand behind him here. Although the challenge they're facing right now is injuries. I talked a little bit about this on the session earlier today. The majority of their starting lineup has been decimated between injury and illness right now, and they're basically holding free tryouts there to try to get the line to be buffed up to fill the 11-man roster for this game. So going to be interesting to see how they perform. As you look at this team here, they are certainly on a nice little L5 stretch right now. They're just losing and losing and losing. But it's these injuries that are contributing to their lack of scoring or making the impact against their lack of scoring contributions. I don't know how you want to phrase that, but look, it's an under school right now. Towson, they play Towson. They lose 61-52. That was a 128. It still sailed underneath that number out there. Delaware on the road at 142.5 goes under. Monmouth on the road at 142 goes under. Now, the concern is Charleston. Charleston can go out there and blast these boys right off the gym, but I think the challenge here is going to be, at what point do you pull do you put your hands up and say enough? You know, we look at this NCAAB team. You guys have heard me talk about this team being an under team. Charleston went out there and ripped the shit out of them, 80-58. Very similar line functionality with this game right now. Sitting here with this total. As far as the laying 22.5, we've got it laying 16.5, maybe a couple 17s out there. But in a spot with a big number, they got a 154.5. What do? They go under comfortably in that spot here. And I don't know where the scoring is going to come from Charleston. Furthermore, as we look at these numbers here, home favorites in the CAA that are off a win as a road favorite on a line that's bigger than 10 are 5 and 10 to the under. The average number that we're seeing in those spots is 143.5. So the fact that we've got 149.5, so let me just do a quick check here on the numbers and make sure I'm getting the best number we can. Yeah, it's Caesars. That's 150. I'm not going to check it. We've learned our lesson before. Caesars is just slow to refresh here. Under 149.5 at minus 112 for this William and Mary Charleston opportunity here. Under 149.5 at minus 112. Injured team, difficult situation. Furthermore, not only were they injured and decimated when it comes to their starting lineup, they weren't very good when they were in there. Charleston runs a really slow pace of possession out there, 39th in time of possession in college basketball. So they want to kind of control that clock. And yeah, they're going to try to dictate some fast break points. But on the other side of things with William and Mary, their defensive efficiency is garbage. They're 340th in defensive efficiency. They're 288th in three-pointers on the offensive side. They're 265th in two-pointers out there. So they are bottom of that third rung when it comes to college basketball. And that was with their designated starters in there. So again, not to keep harping on this thing here, but I don't know where the scoring is going to come from. They did play to an 84-83 spot the last time they played this season, but 11 straight night games for William and Mary against the conference have gone under 147. We've got ourselves a 2.5-point cushion in that number. We're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to roll on up and take this last game here at 9 p.m. Eastern. So we've got ourselves Virginia Tech. We've got ourselves Grambling State plus 1.5. We've got ourselves Charleston under 149.5. We're going to close the card up tonight with this Iowa State-Houston game. Kind of a rarity for me to step out of the mid-major bucket, but when we've been pretty successful doing it here. Here's the numbers you want to see. I know this isn't going to be a fan favorite. I got it. Everyone loves Houston. They're kicking the shit out of everybody. We saw those stats that Billy Briz shared for the first half, and they could very much do that first half. That's fine. I got it. But we got a frozen line. In fact, we have reverse line movement. This thing opened at 9. Everybody loves Houston. They're killing it at home. They haven't lost. They're 17 straight? This line went from 9s to 8.5. Still a couple 9s out there. We have 57% of the bets and 55% of the cash on the Iowa State side of things here. So frozen line. Then you look at the total. The total's gone from 129.5s, up to 130s, and it's kind of moving on up. So we do have a similar reverse strategy there. I better double check that now just to make sure that I'm spitting off the right numbers there. Yeah. We're moving on. There's Caesars again. Get it together, Caesars. Screwing up my numbers. And so we've got this number moving on the upward trend as well. 44% of the bets, only 39% of the cash on this over. And yet it's moved itself, 2.5 points from the original opening spot in this game here. No doubt about it, right? Houston's been playing great ball. We had Houston on Saturday. Definitely was a strong recommendation against Texas to go out there and beat them up. They were laying 10.5. They took them down by 21. They were never in jeopardy in that game, literally I think they went on a 10-point run to start that game off. They did have some fits, though, against Cincinnati on the road. And, here's the deal. Are you going to win them all at home? I mean, very, very, very possible they could do that. But I like this Iowa State team here. I got some numbers with this Iowa State team. I can still get a 9. That's way too many points in my opinion. And I believe that this market's soft because they're seeing that every single game Houston's won at home has been by double digits. So you got to put a double-digit mark on that thing just to encourage people to buy on this Houston side of things. But I don't think they're having any trouble with that purchase right now. I think everybody's just kind of comfortably taking Houston, and it's too many points out there here. Iowa State, 7-0 against the spread going back to December of 2020 when they're on the road facing a team that's on a 3-game or longer winning streak. So coming in, they get themselves ready. They don't take it lightly. I think they're one of the perennial favorites here in the Big 12 to get the job done. I like the way they play ball. I've taken some L's going against them, and I'm not trying to saddle up on that. I get it with Houston and their situation, but Houston 0-11 against the spread going back to January of last year when they have less than 6 days of rest and they won by 17 or more points. That's that blowout that they just had there against Texas on short rest turnaround here after played just on Saturday. We got 2 days. These both kind of intersect at the zeros for me that feel just right. You're going to continue to go against a team that's got a streak in your 7-0. You got Houston that just came off the blowout with short rest, 0-11. You got reverse line movement and frozen lines galore. Good luck to anybody that's on the first half. I'm not saying you guys can't get it, but look, I got some, it's now 8.5s, but I'll take the 8.5. 8.5 is a coin flip to me. This one's going to be Houston's got to win by 10. And can they go out there and do it and win by double digits? Sure, they can certainly do that. But Iowa State's not messing around here. They got a lot to play for in this conference right now. They've got 3 games left on the season here: Houston, West Virginia, and Oklahoma. This is their last road test before they come back for home. 2 last games in the conference, and then they move on to the tournament. So this is for all the gold for these guys right now here. They're trying to push up. They are right behind this Houston team in terms of the tops of the conference. They're both actually tied right now with 9-3 records in the conference. So this is for all the marbles. They're not holding anything back. You're going to get everything Iowa State's got in this game because they've got 2 more home games against West Virginia and Oklahoma to finish the season. I'll take the 8.5 in my back pocket there. Unfortunately, it's moved, but it hasn't moved enough for me not to want to take advantage of it. 8.5, 9.5. They still got to win by 10. I don't think we see that happen there. Maybe Iowa State's a live dog. Maybe. You heard it here first. But anyhow, that's going to do it for the show today. You guys, appreciate you rocking with us. Short card. We're going to try to make the most of the opportunities we get. Appreciate you guys dropping in. There's Mel says already cashed the Oilers team total over. Let's go, Mel. That's great to see. Michael Blana says the game Iowa-Houston is for first place. It's a big one, Michael. It's a huge game out there, and that's a big number out there. And he says Bovada's dropped it to 7.5. So bear in mind, you're not getting line movement you want for everybody loving Houston out there. I think that's a great spot. Let's go. Michael Blana says, yeah, he's got it at 7.5. Nunya likes the Southern money line out there. I like Southern tonight, Nunya. I can see that going down that way for you. Mel's got the Iowa State team total under 62.5. Yeah, okay. I mean, look, I just need him to cover the 9 or 8.5 now, I guess, at this point. It doesn't matter much one way or the other. And then Mel says a glorious day of hockey so far. Troy Torrance likes the over in that Iowa State game. Troy, I'm with you there. I think that's a good look. You know, I hear the team total unders, but we will see what happens. Justin McCalvey says Calgary Flames going out there. Brian Watson says 5-3 Calgary. I like that Winnipeg team today. I'm not happy about seeing these scores here. They started out hot, and then they just kind of rolled over and puked it up. So anyways, that's going to do it for us on the show tonight, you guys. Quick recap there. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning at -1 at -110. We've got Grambling State at +1.5 at -110. We've got Virginia Tech at -3.5 at -110. We've got Iowa State +8.5 now, unfortunately, at -110. And the Charleston under 149.5 at -112, guys. Hit that thumbs up on your way out the door. I hope you guys have a great Monday night. We'll be back tomorrow. We know our guy Billy Briz will be rocking with us here on Tuesdays, our resident Tuesday guru when it comes to getting through the hardwood and getting that cash in our pockets. Until then, you guys, good luck with your bets. Stay palming, baby.